Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you back to another edition of Foreclosurepedia Podcast. Foreclosurepedia Podcast premieres each Sunday evening at 2300 hours on the Foreclosurepedia Radio Network. Got a lot to cover and a little bit of time to get there. Been a lot going on this week. Whole lot going on in the industry. Sure, as everybody's been reading around the social media networks, we have quite a few companies out there. They're altering and amending their contracts. Looks like we have some of them actually going going to the direct deposit format. That's at least that's what they're calling it. What it really is a merchant account in most cases. But hey, tip my hat to them. It's about time. The days of the checks went out with the 20th century, and they should have gone out a long time ago. We should have been doing direct deposit all along. What I don't like about the merchant accounts is that some of these companies want to use a credit card to make their payments, so you get hit for 2.5 to 3%. You get another monthly fee anywhere from $7 to $19, another 20 cents per transaction. So, I don't know. I really don't know. Direct deposit, if you're a big corporation, you got to be able to make direct deposit and be done with it. Neither here nor there. So, big IT alert going on right now. It's the 10th of July. I'm actually speaking to you at 20:35 hours Eastern Standard Time. A lot of us who are rural, we actually have to use what's called network extenders. And this is actually a picture of the one we use right here. So the whole East Coast, the whole Eastern Seaboard is down, and it's a monumental headache, especially if you're one of the people out there who actually has to come in and sync all your stuff with all the crazy phone apps that the people have out there today. Monumental headache. Just looking around the internet. I guess a lot of you know about the recent story we just covered under dealing with Safeguard and the homeowner that had actually contacted us. Sophie Blog, Richard Law down in Florida, had actually reached out to us and wanted to talk a little bit about it, get some facts. If you get bored, if you're into inspections, and if you want to get out of this madness, you want to get over there into the commercial inspection market, go to Sophie Blog. Tell you what, he's got some damn good information. It's a good man. Came over here to the National Property Preservation Guild. I was looking now, they're reporting 200 members in 44 states, so 200 plus. So that's a good thing. It's a good thing that the contractors are actually coming together. They actually have a roof, so to speak, over their head, able to talk about things together. Troy Hanahano had resigned from their board. Looks like their members now are going to be allowed to actually vote. I guess for elections and such. I don't know. I'm not too privy to it much anymore. But I presume that there will be much like a vote that's normally done in the U.S. There will be a ballot put together and people will vote on that. Fury Learn. I actually wanted to get into that a little bit tonight. Rob Preston is a pretty good friend of mine. He and I talk extensively. When the National Association of Mortgage Field Services was actually attempting to get their training model in front of the insurance underwriters, we actually reached out. We reached out to Senior Vice President Michelle Hirsch over at Brunswick Companies, and we yanked on a few chains, and we actually got Mr. Preston's model up in front of the underwriters, which I'm I'm well pleased with that, because of the fact that we have to have choice. You cannot You cannot, as a consumer, be limited to one option. That's called monopolization. Now, was that the NAMFS's overall objective? I don't know. I think they were actually quite stunned that I knew they were attempting to push their model, and I think they were even more stunned when I brought Preston forward. Now, I'm not going to get into all the dirt on that actually tonight, but let's suffice it to say that the NAMFS has been quite familiar with Rob Preston and his model for quite some time. But I wanted to talk a little bit about it because ultimately training is going to be where everybody's going. You can see this is his front page here. A little bit of contact information and such. Has some news, certification. You know, this is fundamentally a big thing here. ISO. And when I say ISO, what exactly do I mean by ISO? This is ISO. These are the individuals who actually set standards. They ensure the standards, by and large, ISO 9000 and the 9001-2008 is pretty much what we are actually talking about right in here. And that's hopefully where Preston is going to be going, because ultimately what my concern is with any training is that there is no administrative oversight, nor is there any actual certification. And I think it's very dangerous when you have a model and you're attempting to train people and you do not have a certified baseline to measure A, where are they now, and B, after they take that test, what is their proficiency? So I'm good. Looks like Mr. Preston put this up in April. A little bit more about his site here. Yeah, and he actually got into that. It's a good thing. Good thing. Some of the training. So once again, this is Rob Preston's training model. FuryLearn@gmail.com. And ultimately, you know, I see that this is where we are heading. Next thing I want to get into tonight, a lot of people ask me, DUNS. What is a DUNS number? The DUNS number, by and large, is a number that is assigned to any business. A lot of people tend to think that the TIN and the EIN makes you a business. There is nothing further from the truth than that. Your TIN, EIN actually attaches to your own personal credit score. So we are talking about there is really no differentiation unless you have a DUNS number. Second, the United States government requires it. If you're going to do federal contracting, you have to have a DUNS number. Now, to that point, the DUNS number over the next year or so may actually become a thing of the past, and they may come up with a new universal number. It would be much like the conversion of the CCR to the SAM. Regardless, you got to get one if you're going to get into federal contracting. A lot of people also ask me, what is SAM? SAM is the System for Award Management. And you can see right down here, I was just talking about CCR. Some of you, if you're an older entity like us, you used to have a CCR account. Now it's a SAM account. The SAM account actually registers you and puts you in the game for actually doing federal contracting. And why do you want all that? Well, let me show you why we want all this. If I can get to the right page. We want all this because of the fact, let's take this one for example. This is a federal contract that is out there right now that anybody who is out there who has a DUNS number and a SAM account can actually apply for. Instead of making pennies, you'll be making tens of thousands of dollars. In this one, for example, this contract is valued between $5 and $10 million. Now, there's a big demand right now for small businesses, and actually, if you look at most of the property preservation companies and you actually peel back their layers of secrecy, you're going to actually find either they or their subsidiaries are attempting to make runs at these federal contracts. Unlike HUD, and let me say this about HUD contracts, HUD contracts are the most corrupt form of federal contracting that I have ever seen in my life, either in the military or as a civilian. I do not think that it even gets much more corrupt if you're within the mafia. Make no mistake about that. Standard federal contracting, on the other hand, is pretty cut and dry. You get paid on time, you do your job, there's not a lot of questions asked. Not a lot of insanity, and damn sure no photos to be taken. So, it's one of the contracts available. There's another one. Pull it up here. This one's out in Pendleton, Oregon. NOAA, which is basically the Weather Service, for want of better words, National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration. But anyway, you can see right here. Now, you can't make more than $7 million. See, so that's why. I mean, great for small businesses. Great for small businesses. So, like I say, I just wanted to run people through, just get something posted out there, catch everybody up to date. We're in the middle of huge storms out here, so a lot of my postings and my podcasts are going to be intermittent. We're actually 23 inches of rain above normal, and we're just in the middle of the year. Never seen anything like this. Never. But anyway, appreciate you all tuning in tonight. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to give me a shout out, COO@foreclosurepedia.org. If you'd be interested in getting into federal contracting, we can do your DUNS number. We can do your SAM account. We can even get you over into GSA schedules. GSA are long-term contracts. They're even better than the regular federal contracting. But give me a shout out if I can be of any help to you. As always, I appreciate you all tuning in, and you have a good evening.